On one peaceful morning, a friend of the family was sipping his coffee on his porch enjoying the views. However, the peaceful atmosphere was shattered when he noticed a large, disheveled figure emerging from the thick tree line that bordered his property. This imposing stranger began hurtling toward the house with an unsettling sense of menace. Living alone and frequently utilizing his backyard as a shooting range, the friend realized the potential danger and secured all the doors as well as taking a proactive step to call the police. Little did he know the stranger had broken into his home the day before, gaining unauthorized access through a basement window. Having squatted there overnight, the intruder left the basement door unlocked, providing him easy access into the home. Unbeknownst to the friend, the intruder was now coming up the stairs, closing in on his unsuspecting target. With his house secured and a security gun aimed at the advancing threat, the friend prepared to defend himself. The unfolding situation escalated as the intruder charged down the hallway, seemingly impervious to the initial non-lethal shots. A rock salt round was the first line of defense, but the intruder showed no sign of being deterred. A rubber bullet to the chest followed, yet the assailant remained undeterred, displaying a level of determination that hinted at his unhinged mental state. As the confrontation intensified, the friend, uncertain about the ammunition he was using, took a decisive shot, leaving a gaping hole in the intruder's chest. Remarkably, the colossal man continued his relentless advance, wrestling the friend to the ground in a desperate struggle for control. Despite the severity of the gunshot wound, the intruder succumbed to his injuries on top of the friend, a surreal and harrowing conclusion to the life-or-death encounter. Simultaneously, the emergency operator listened intently, hearing the exchange between the two parties. From warnings to cease the advance to the man shouting, "Shoot me," the operator remained on the line as the dramatic events unfolded. The timely arrival of law enforcement, summoned by the distraught friend, turned the tide. The incident garnered attention, making its way into local newspapers and prompting a thorough criminal investigation. In the aftermath, it was revealed that the intruder had escaped from a mental hospital in Baltimore just days prior. Traveling over 50 miles into rural country, he found his way to the unsuspecting friend's residence. The repercussions of this traumatic event lingered, and while the friend was eventually cleared of any wrongdoing, the emotional toll on his psyche was undoubtedly profound. The sheer terror of an intruder dwelling in his basement for a night resonated, leaving an indelible mark on his sense of security. Although I have only spoken to the parents of the friend in the wake of this ordeal, the unimaginable gravity of the situation undoubtedly left its mark on the friend, forever altering the tranquility of his once idyllic mornings on the back porch. I used to live in a split-level duplex with my ex-boyfriend. 3 cats and a fostered black lab mix. Our home held an ordinary charm. The cats never ventured into the lower level. The lower level was a space I had converted into my makeshift office. A bedroom and a laundry bathroom combo. The black lab also made it abundantly clear that the lower level wasn't to his liking. Life unfolded against this backdrop, with each member of our eclectic household seemingly abiding by an unspoken agreement. Yet, amid the routine of domesticity, a lingering sense of unease permeated the lower level. Especially the family room that doubled as my office and exercise area. The presence of windows at street level and characteristic of a daylight basement offered a plausible explanation for my consistent feeling of being watched. The first peculiar incident unfolded during a routine laundry session. My headphones securely in place while my ex remained blissfully immersed in a gaming session upstairs. In the midst of placing my clothes in the washer, the distinct sound of snapping fingers near my ear interrupted my solitude. Startled, I turned, half expecting to find someone present only to discover an empty room. I chalked it up to my imagination playing tricks on me in the less than pleasant lower level. The second, more disconcerting episode occurred when my ex and our black lab ventured off to nearby big city for a family visit, leaving me home alone. Engrossed in the early aughts ritual of printing off coupons, smartphones still a luxury we hadn't embraced, I was suddenly jolted by the unmistakable sounds of the front door unlocking, swinging open, and closing. I heard audible footsteps on the landing, prompting me to call out an enthusiastic greeting, assuming my partner's early return. My anticipation, however, was met with eerie silence as I descended to the foot of the stairs, discovering a vacant landing with no one there. Baffled and unsettled by this, I found myself pondering the events that unfolded in the lower level of our duplex. While my ex reassured me over the phone that he was still miles away in big city, I couldn't shake the feeling that something strange had taken place. In an effort to restore a semblance of normalcy, we decided that if my ex needed to leave again, he should leave our sensitive black lab behind for added comfort. I had never experienced auditory hallucinations before or since then. I still cannot explain what happened that day. Back when I was 22, living solo in a rental house, I often found solace in the back room with my PC, drowning out the world with some music. This room was tucked away at the end of a hallway separated from the rest of the house. A private retreat of sorts. One evening, my need for a refreshing drink prompted me to remove my headphones and venture towards the kitchen. As I stepped outside the back room, the lengthy hallway stretched before me, connecting various spaces within the house. Little did I know this seemingly routine journey would soon morph into an encounter with the inexplicable. The air was suddenly filled with the haunting sound of a woman crying, the intensity growing as I made my way down the hallway. Strangely, the crying seemed to oscillate between being louder and more distant, creating an eerie dissonance. The odd sensation of a sound simultaneously drawing nearer and drifting away unfolded, leaving me both puzzled and unnerved. Before I could process this auditory anomaly, my ears caught the unmistakable cadence of 4 resounding footsteps in the corridor, akin to an approaching force towards my door. The weeping abruptly ceased with the final step, leaving me standing at the threshold, hand poised to open the door, gripped by a paralyzing fear and mustering the courage to confront the unknown. In those tense moments, I steeled myself, anticipating the sight of someone or something on the other side of that door. I flung the door open, ready to confront the source of the inexplicable sounds. To my bewilderment, the hallway was empty. The entire house stood securely locked, and my petless reality ruled out any conventional explanations. Despite that singular episode ending with an empty hallway, the echoes of those 4 steps lingered, etched into my memory. The inexplicable incident became a noteworthy chapter in my tenancy in that house, with the crying resurfacing randomly throughout my stay. Despite my usual penchant for skepticism and logic, the events of that day remains an unsolved puzzle, an auditory anomaly that defies any rational explanation. The unexplained events in that hallway continued to leave me with a lingering sense of wonder and, perhaps, a touch of trepidation.